Hey, what's going on, everyone? Hey, we still in here, still doing this quarantine life, and I hope everyone's having fun. I mean, I know I'm most definitely having fun with my family. I'm having fun with the love of my life, Miss Sierra. I just want to start off and say, baby, I love you. Um, I'm just, I'm really grateful for this time. Thank God I don't have coronavirus. Anyone that does have it, I pray that you're getting healed right now. But this time where just everything's shut down, you really can't do too much anything except just go to the grocery store and get food. I just really want to, thank God for just this time and this time alone. Um, I have not had this good of sleep in years. Just, God really slowed us down so we can really just, think about His goodness and just really relax. Like, from college to working to coaching, like I've always been busy. Like the last past decade, like I was always busy doing something. Um, Being a college student, doing undergrad, that was busy within itself. um, Teachers always giving out just endless assignments that I felt like never was going to end. Um, and being a student athlete, you go to school, but then you got practice. Then you gotta, get treatment after your practice. So it was, just always something. Then working, um, that was something in itself. Senior year of college was busy. It was hectic. Um, Going to class, trying to get your homework done, and your classes are real. And then you just try to catch up on sleep. I mean, it's been times for years how I sleep like 4 hours a day or something, 3 hours. I'd be happy to get 2 hours sometimes. Just really grinding out. But this virus really made it so like I can really relax. Like when God shut the earth down, like it really forced everyone just to chill out and relax. And just really in this time of relaxation, my mind has been clear and I can really sit here and think and just worship and really get a grasp of what the Lord is saying. And this is a verse I've read, but I wanted to read it again because it spoke to me a little bit differently today. And I'm going to read it again. It's actually Proverbs chapter 3, verse 6 and down to verse 8. So once again, it's Proverbs chapter 3, verse 6 down to verse 8. Let's just go ahead and pray before I do anything else, too. Lord, block out all distractions from this world. Block out anything that can distract our minds. Have us to hear a word from you. Have us to hear clearly from you. Um, Speak with simplicity and boldness. Touch the hearts of all to hear this. We just love you and we praise you, Lord. And we say, Amen. All right, once again, it's Proverbs chapter 3, verses 6 down to verse 8. In all your ways, acknowledge him. He shall direct your paths. Do not be wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and depart from evil. It will be health to your flesh and strength to your bones. I'm going to read it one more time. In all your ways, acknowledge him, and he shall direct your paths. Do not be wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and depart from evil. It will be health to your flesh and strength to your bones. I really want to focus on verse 7. Do not be wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and depart from evil. And one of the things I really learned in my walk with the Lord, and something I really learned in the last season of my life, coming into this new season of my life, is, don't be wise. Don't get so caught up in what you feel like your own wisdom looks like. Don't get caught up in your own ways. And because actually, when you're caught up in your own ways, that is wickedness. And that's something that's not of God, right? And something that I really learned was, just humble myself and be open to how God wants a particular thing done. And in this season of my life, I find it, more and more where God's showing me, how to humble myself in my way of thinking, humble myself in how I think a particular thing should be done. and, allow God to be God and do the rest. And I just want to share with y'all a brief story. Um, I remember, being a free agent out here on the dating market and being single, and I was thinking, you know what, relationships have to go a certain way to achieve love. Like, and it was so stupid. Now that I think back on it, and how remedial it was of me to even think like this, I was thinking, all right, this is how I want it to go, and this is how it should go, because I feel like if it goes this way, everything will be fine, everything will be perfect, and it'd be smooth sailing from there. And actually, because I was so caught up in my own conceitedness, um, things was just going crazy in my past relationship. Nothing against the last person I dated. They're a nice person, but because of my conceit and because of my arrogance, um, things just went bad. And just also more importantly, I had to repent of this. I was with someone that God didn't really call me to be with. So one, that was the first mistake. The first mistake was dating someone that God did not call me to be with in the beginning. God only called me to one particular task, and I actually had to say sorry to this person. Um, just to be a witness to him and just really show him the love of Christ. And because I was just getting attention from this person and I was in a vulnerable state, I was like, well, maybe I should just go ahead and be with this person. And, you know, I was like, well, all these boxes checked. And I was checking all the wrong boxes. I was never looking at that person's heart. I was like, well, they went to HBC like me, so check. Um, they look pretty decent. All right, check. Um, they always talking to me, always hit me up. We always talk every day. So, all right, check. And I was checking on the wrong boxes, never really checking for their heart, never looking at the heart. I'm never looking at the things that God wanted me to look at. And, that obviously that relationship ended because I'm with a beautiful woman now that God has for me. And, you know, and I was, really questioning myself when the relationship ended. And I was like, wow, um, I thought all this had to check off for it to be a certain way. I felt like the person had to look a certain way. I felt like they had to have certain things in their life or did certain things, and that this is how the relationship's going to work. Like, not saying you shouldn't have standards, but most definitely don't get your standards too high, caught up too much of in a bunch, where you're boxing in God and you're not allowing God to be God. And that's something I realized that my standards were so high that I was boxing in God and I wasn't allowing God to do Him. I wasn't allowing God to really work and manifest itself, what I wanted in a wife. And it's not about the degrees that you have. It's not about the education that you got, um, but it's about the heart. And I realized me and that person's heart was not on the same accord. Whenever your heart's not on the same accord with someone, most likely the chances are it's not going to work out. And, that's okay. One of the things I really learned in this season of life is, everything ain't for everybody, and everyone is not for everybody. So you got people that God linked to you for a particular reason, because, they're built for you for that either particular season in your life, or they're built for you for a lifetime. And a lot of times we'll embrace people that's just built for just a particular season, but not lifetime. And then brush off the people who's built for a lifetime. And one of the things that I had to learn in the last season, so I can be successful in this season, is um, being open to what love is. I felt like, and I had these like particular stance on how I thought a relationship was supposed to go, and it actually didn't go um, even close to that. And this was what led me to be like, God, I surrender and I'm open to even how you want relationships to go, how you want my love story to be. And I figured, all right, you meet someone 1 month, you wait about 3 to 6 months and talk to that person. This is stuff that was in my mind, in my head, and I was thinking, all right, this is how relationships go. you meet them, you talk to them about 3 6 months, then you go out on a date. Because man, Jesus, I'm not a believer. If anybody knows me, man, I've ghosted a lot of people in my life. They ask me for a date and we're not in a relationship. Like, I don't believe in paying for, meals for people I'm not in a relationship with. Because I'm not a sponsor. I'm not Nike. I'm not Adidas. Um, I'm not Dove soap. I'm not sponsoring you. So if you can wait to get into a relationship with me, then I'll take you out on a date. But me paying for a meal for you to eat good, and we're not together, and I don't know if we're going to get together after this meal. That is not the move for me, right? So that was just the way I thought and the way I usually try to carry business, and or even like you gotta wait to at least wait 6 months before I take you out. Not 8 month one, I know that. This is just a way that I really thought about relationships, and then I thought, all right, if you're with someone for about a year or two, maybe you should get married to them. And I just put timelines on everything. So I'm like, all right, after a year, think about marriage. 2, all right, you should probably get ready to propose to the person, get married. Um, but actually, you don't date the person to before 6 months to a year. So I was just, I had all these timelines in my head, had all these ideologies in my mind, thinking, all right, this is how it's supposed to go. You don't tell someone you love them until you're in. You don't, just different stuff. And I just realized, wow, I'm constricting myself to a timeline when love is everlasting. Love is meant to be free. So, and when I constricted myself, it like subconsciously made me constrict how I even communicate to that person. When you don't have open communication, um, then now you're hiding things from one another. Then love is not as free as it should be. But you know, things went how they went, and I was devastated at first because I don't like things ending. I don't like things failing. But I knew it was all for the glory of God. I knew it's for a greater purpose. So then being that person, we broke up like twice. So we was together for 2 years on and off, and we broke up twice. And second time I was just like, I can't take it. I'm done. But you know, God allowed so we can make amends, forgive one another, and just keep pushing daily. And but in that season, I realized like I really need to take time to really understand what God was doing here. And I took the time and realized, wow, I was never really open into what I wanted God to do in my life, and I was wise in my own eyes. So I just want y'all to be encouraged. Whenever you have wisdom in your own eyes, it can lead to utter chaos. It can lead to destruction. It can lead to failure, to failed things. But when you're not wise and you humble yourself to receive what God has for you, to receive the instruction that God has for you, because the instruction that God has for you is producing knowledge, and that knowledge is producing wisdom, and then you know how to handle situations going forward. And because of the wisdom that I gained from that relationship, I knew that I prayed a prayer. I was like, God, bless me with the woman that you have for me. Bless me to be the man that you call me to be for her. Have us to be on one accord. Have her to look good. Have her to be beautiful. Like, I'm saying these things to God because one thing I did learn early on in my walk is, you got to pray exact prayers. And I pray exact prayers. Like, I think I even said, God, man, have this one be bad. And I was like, that's another way of just saying she looked good. And I was like, man, I really want her to be beautiful, but I only have eyes for her. She only has eyes for me, and we're on one accord with each other, and we only love each other, and that she's the one that you have for me. So months went by. I was meeting people, but I remember the prayer that I prayed, and I remember not to get my standards so high, and I still kept some of my standards, but kept standards enough where it would be free so God can really be manifested in this relationship. And till this day, me and my woman, we still don't know how we crossed paths. And like, I always told myself, like, man, I ain't gonna meet nobody on a dating app. Like, I'm just, you gotta meet people in person. Like, meet you on a dating app. That's crazy. But then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give it a try. Try this new way of dating. And, dating apps, it was different for me. So I was um, meeting people. I was like, man, vibe with some people I really didn't vibe with. And I was like, wow, this dating thing is hard. About to be done and over with it. Um, but each person prepared me for the next person, which eventually prepared me and led me to my destiny. And one thing that I did this time around that I didn't do times before is I didn't settle. Times before, I would just settle just because someone was communicating with me. Times before, I was just settling just because, just to have someone to talk to, just have someone to kick it with. And I didn't settle. I was like, even this person looks this particular way, I'm not going to settle because I know God has better. Um, so I didn't settle. And I remember I was, coming back from school. And you should never like look at apps and drive at the same time. But I was driving back from grad school. And for those who don't know, I attend Virginia Union for my master's in divinity. Um, awesome school, one of the best HBCUs of all time. It's up there with the University of Maryland Eastern Shore, right? And I was driving back, and usually sometimes I take Hampton Roads to go back to the shore, but I was like, nah, I'm just go ahead and take the Chesapeake Bay Bridge to get back to the shore. I seen this one beautiful woman, and I'm with her today. Her name is Sierra Davis, right? And I seen her. I was looking at her picture while I was driving, almost swerved to the next lane. I was like, man, let me focus and just go ahead. And this is app called BLK or Black, whatever it's called. And it was like, all right, I'm gonna hit the check, right? Hit the check. I was like, man, I hope she liked back because she looked good. And I get back to the shore, and you know, she tells me how she was on her way coming back from the shore. I was going to the shore, and maybe that's how we crossed paths on the app because you got different radiuses that you keep, whatever. And she had her radius, I had mine set, and luckily we you know, crossed paths. I matched. She matched me back. Yeah, I was like, man, I gotta kick this shorty a message. Kicked her a message. You know, told myself, but I prayed about it. One thing that I did differently, I didn't do before, was like pray about, is this the one that you have for me? And I kept praying. Fasted, prayed, and God really said, this is the one. This is it. And I was like, thank you, God. And it's been amazing since. Like, I told myself that I'm gonna be open, God, to you using me in this relation. I'm gonna be open to um, how this love story is gonna be, and because of my openness and willing to be open, man, it's like we haven't argued yet, and I'm just like, some couples they like argue within the first month or whatever. I know we got a long time to go, but man, this even if Sierra like Trevante Davis me and knocked me out for real, I still wouldn't even be mad. Like she's just that awesome, just that amazing. We talk about everything. She knows my inner thoughts. She knows my deepest secrets. I don't hide anything from her. Like, and because I was open, like we met on a dating app, an app that I felt like I would never be on. And then, we're from two different, parts of the earth. Not really parts of the earth, but two different sides of Maryland. Like she's from Baltimore City, just a dude from the Eastern Shore of Maryland, and whoever thought the two would be such bliss. Like me being with her is like peanut butter and jelly. Like it just goes good together. Like it's like ketchup to a hot dog. She's the hot dog and I'm ketchup, or it's like Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen. Like it doesn't get no better than this. Um, like she to me, and I like this is a fact. Like this is a known fact. Like she's the most beautiful woman of all time. Like um, she has a beautiful heart, a beautiful spirit, and it radiates to already her natural beauty that God has blessed her with. But because I was open, that's how I was able to get this beautiful woman, Sierra Davis. Hopefully sometime soon, Sierra Adams, Lord willing. But I just want y'all to be encouraged, man. I just share that story. I want y'all to know, like, you have to be open, because if you limit God, you're gonna reap chaos and destruction, and then you're going to experience limited things as well. But when you allow God to be unlimited, you're going to experience the unlimited. And being with Sierra, I experienced unlimited. Like I can tell her any and everything without hesitation. This is the first time in my life I feel like I'm free to even be myself. And because God blessed me with her, this is the one time in my life where I'm free to love. Like I didn't put a timetable on when I say I love you. Like actually, we met online that October, exchanged numbers probably like October 5th, October 6th, where we was texting and call each other. I FaceTime off the rip because I gotta make sure you really are who you are, right? And FaceTimed her off the muscle, and we just talked every day. We send each other videos, talking between lunch breaks at work. I could tell her any issues that I was facing. She could tell me anything she was facing, and it's been beautiful ever since. She came to a track meet. They got to see me coach. It's been everything. Like, and we talked for like maybe a month. I cut people off for her. I was like, whatever people I was getting to know, it's not even important anymore. Like, she is it. This is the one that God's blessed me with, and how dare I have anybody on the side? So I was like, I can't have no one on the side. Like, she's the only one for me, and I'm going to keep it like that. No side pieces, no side joints or nothing like that. I'm going to give her my attention. She did that first, and then I followed suit. And every day talking to her, I was like, this is different. Like, this is it. This is the one. And just how our hearts and spirits grow closer. I remember feeling I was crazy because I was like, man, I didn't even meet her in person, and I feel like I love her. I was like, yeah, JR, you tweaking. Don't even say it first. But now it's like, nah, just be open, be free. It wasn't until I seen her, let's say about the third week of October, maybe October 19th, somewhere around there. I seen her for the first time, and I remember after dinner I told her I loved her. We wasn't even a couple yet. And I told her I love her. I meet her 2 weeks and tell her I love her, but I was free in doing that, and she said the same thing back to me, so I didn't feel crazy. But it felt good knowing that we was all on one accord. So when you're open to do God's will with your life and with your relationship, you'll realize how things are working all for your good and working for His purpose, and just show that we was all on one accord in love, and we had already fell in love before we met each other. And it was one of the most beautiful things. Like, a lot of time I can hold back tears. Like, she seen me cry like 2-3 times already. I can share emotions I never shared before with my queen Sierra, and it's just an awesome thing when God joins two people together. It is, it's bliss. It doesn't get no better, man. Like, this is from God, because the way that you feel, like nothing can change that. Like, I thank God for His protection, His provision over our relationship. It's just such an awesome thing. Even just like conversations we have just make me even love her more. Like, she can say a simple word like the word "duh," and I just be like, oh my gosh, I love her. It's so silly, but when that love from God comes from God above into your relationship, it's just so beautiful. It can be overwhelming at times, but it's a good overwhelming, and I'm glad it hasn't ended and won't end. And From there, like Thanksgiving, well, we did like a little fast together in November, going to Thanksgiving. Um, and we were just, I just said, just pray. And I was going to ask her out before, but God told me not yet. I was like, I'll wait. And this is when you gotta really be obedient to the Lord. And then God gave me the day when to ask Sierra to be my woman. And I believe, I'm a firm believer, when you're pursuing a woman, you have to ask her to be a woman. It's not something that should be implied. Like, it's something like, will you be my woman? Will you engage in this relationship with me? And stuff like that. When you get older, you don't say, will you be my girlfriend anymore? Like, after 21, you don't say girlfriend anymore. You got that's a whole grown woman, a whole grown man. So it's man woman, right? Or get into a courtship, right? And Thanksgiving come, I go up, I take my mom up to um, to her families, and my mom went inside. I told Sierra I had to ask her a question. I said, hey, got something to ask you. I gave her a letter, and I said, will you be my woman? And she said yes. That was the point in time that God had for us to join together as a couple in dating in a courtship. It was Thanksgiving Day 2019. It gets even more beautiful every day. She has an awesome son. Like, he's the dopest little man I've seen in my life. Love the little guy. His name's Jaden. That's my man's. He be putting me to work sometimes though, but it's all good. Her mom, amazing. Her mom's like my mom. They're like the same person. So it's like, when I go to her house, it's just like being around my mom. So nothing really changed. And another awesome thing is, now I got a big sister. So my girlfriend, she is a twin. Well, my woman, she is a twin. And her sister is, she my sister too now. So it's dope. It's awesome. Like, Tierra's the coolest. Like, we got a natural brother and sister bond going on. It's just like natural, off the muscle. So, but these are things that you can experience when you're open to the Lord just using you, and you're not conceited in your own ways. So please, I just want to encourage someone, please, don't get stuck in your own ways. Whatever you're seeking God for, be open to how God's going to do that thing. Don't set standards so high that you box God in, and that you're telling God that he has to be confined to your own limited box, because God is unlimited. He is infinite. And if you want to experience infinite things, you got to allow God to be unlimited. In the space that you're in the time that you're in. God is beyond time. God is beyond space. And that's how God does miracles. He can do things and bring things to full fruition that you would never thought to come. I never thought I would find a love like this, but this love that I have for Sierra is beyond me. I just want to tell her right now on YouTube, baby, I love you. You are everything. I want to say I thank God for you. You are the best. It does not get any better than you, babe. I'm glad I'm with you, and I look forward to the day where we jump the broom together and we're married. So I just want you to know that I have every intention on marrying you, and I just want to say, babe, I love you, and I can't wait to marry you and be your husband. And hopefully hopefully you feel the same way. You'll marry me too. But I know that there's no one else in this world for me, just you. And I love you with all my heart, with all my soul, with everything that's in me. I love you more than life itself. You are amazing, and I really am thankful, and I thank God for you, babe. You are amazing. You are all that plus tax. So Sierra, I just want to say I love you. But that's pretty much it, y'all. That's all I want to share with y'all. And also be encouraged in the Lord, y'all. If you don't know Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior, if you're ready to be used by the Lord, you're ready for God to be infinite in your life, make right now the moment you accept Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior. Confess with your mouth Jesus, believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead. You too can be saved. If you have backslidden because you got so used to putting God in a box, open up your minds, open up your hearts and your souls to receive God again, receive Jesus back into your life. Repent of your sins and get back to following the Lord. Stay encouraged out here, y'all. I just want to tell y'all, God bless y'all, and I love y'all. We serve an infinite God. Do not put God in a box. Do not be wise in your own ways, but allow God to download knowledge and wisdom in you so you know how to operate and move in every season that God has for you to operate in. To my family, I love y'all. Jaden, you are the man. I love you too, my man. Aunts, uncles, cousins, I love all y'all. But Sierra, you are my baby. You are the love of my life, and you are my soulmate. And I thank God for you. I love you, baby. You are the best.